The continuous bombardment, hunger, disease and death has been part of Gaza's reality for 22 long months. Now, more and more countries are voicing their outrage over the worsening humanitarian catastrophe on the ground. The United Nations has said that about 1,300 Palestinians have been killed in the last 3 months while they were trying to get some food at these food distribution sites run by Israel and backed by the United States. The death toll continues to mount, so does the critique of the American-backed aid system run through the GHF that operates in the Gaza Strip. The scenes of desperation and chaos are playing out on a near daily basis, giving you a glimpse of the catastrophic hunger that's currently prevalent in the Gaza Strip. Now, the images on your screen are from the US-backed aid distribution site in Gaza, where the Palestinians are scrambling for food. They have a message for the US envoy Steve Witkoff, who's visiting these aid centers.
We direct a message to U.S. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff. Stop the American aid. We only want the United Nations and UNRWA to be the ones distributing aid to us. We saw death in our eyes today, just to provide a kilogram of flour for our children.
An American pediatrician working at a Gaza hospital has urged the U.S. envoy Steve Witkoff to come and witness for himself the deteriorating humanitarian situation on the ground.
Yeah, Doctor, some people try to say to President Trump that there is no famine in Gaza and the current situation is very good. So what do you think?
This is an absolute lie. This is absolutely not true, because I've seen that with my own eyes. And I would like to have Mr. Witkoff come here and talk to me about face, and I'll show him, okay? Mr. Witkoff, just come here right now. In fact, I'll meet you in the deconflicted area outside of the hospital, and I'll escort you into the hospital. If you arrange the deconflicted area, which is not far away from where you are, I'll meet you there in person. Thank you. Thank you.
So as Trump's envoy and the American ambassador to the State of Israel, Mike Huckabee, inspect the food distribution in the Gaza Strip, the American President Donald Trump has blamed Hamas for diverting the aid, claiming that he can't see the results of assistance being provided by the United States of America.
Oh, it's terrible what's occurring there, yeah. It's a terrible thing. People are very hungry. You know, the United States gave $60 million for food, and it's a shame because nobody, I don't see the results of it.
While the humanitarian situation continues to deteriorate in the Gaza Strip, the future of the remaining 50 hostages, including those who are alive and deceased and who are still in Hamas's custody, continues to hang in balance.
President Trump.
The Israelis are staging a protest outside the Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu's residence, demanding for an end to this war and for a hostage release deal.
I'm refusing because I can't be a part of the system which rules in the occupied territories in the West Bank. I can't be a part of the war in Gaza, of the misery and suffer caused to so many people.
Now, the Israeli allies are also vehemently against this siege of the Gaza Strip. The German foreign minister, who is on a 2-day visit to the country, has said that the humanitarian condition of the Palestinians in the Gaza Strip is beyond imagination. Now, Berlin has not joined major allies, France, Britain and Canada, in saying that it would recognize Palestinian statehood, but its current position is pretty clear, that a two-state solution is the only way forward to ensure peace and security for people on both sides. All right, now joining us in the broadcast, we've got Ms. Asha Castlebury. She's a U.S. national security and a foreign policy expert. Ms. Castlebury, thank you very much indeed for joining us here on WION. Now, the American President Donald Trump, reacting to the situation in the Gaza Strip, said that it is terrible and the United States has given about $60 million for food distribution in Gaza. Now, the United Nations has said that about 1,300 Palestinians have been killed in the last 3 months. These Israeli-run, American-backed food distribution sites that go by this name, Gaza Humanitarian Foundation. Do you think the American president does not know what is happening there, or he simply does not care?
I think that his perspective is being outperformed by what's being depicted from technology. What we're seeing over and over again is that when it comes to food distributions, there is security threats towards those that are seeking for food, water, and other assistance, and people have been killed. So as a result, he's right. There's no results coming along with it, because at these distribution sites, people are being hurt or killed. So with that being said, the depiction of these ongoing catastrophic humanitarian issues going along within the Gaza Strip is just outperforming the narrative. And I think that's what's driving the international community right now to, double down the outcry of the starvation crisis. And now you're seeing a momentum, as mentioned before, within the United Nations that they're trying to recognize a Palestinian statehood. And then you're even seeing in the U.S. Senate where you have a growing number of senators that are blocking military assistance to Israel. And then now also the White House in pursuit of their visit today.
Interesting. Now, talking about Palestinian statehood, United Kingdom and France, which happen to be very close allies of the United States, have made it conditional that they would want to recognize Palestinian statehood in September later this year at the UNGA. Now, the American stated foreign policy position is that it believes in a two-state solution, and that is what it wants to see in West Asia. But the American president has said that he is not happy with the fact that France and the United Kingdom and Canada want to recognize Palestinian state. Is there an inconsistency between what the American position is, which is stated, and what America does as a matter of policy?
Well, when it comes to supporting a two-state solution, first and foremost, you're seeing that right now there's a growing consensus that in order to do so, you have to recognize the Palestinian statehood. But it goes beyond that. It has to be reflective in the field. So the problem of why the two-state solution became stagnant over the years is that the negotiations did not reflect the true essence of it in the field, where you had the recognition of coexisting peacefully amongst the two groups actually play out. And then you had issues involving settlements. So there's a disconnect between what the international community wants versus what is being played out in the field. And then you're seeing this divergence happening. So in order for the Americans to move forward, whatever is being done on the strategic level has to reflect in the field, but along with a global consensus like France, United Kingdom, and along Canada as well.
All right, we'll have to leave it there. Thank you very much indeed, Ms. Castlebury, for joining us with that perspective there.
Yes, you're welcome.
For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.